Hey everyone, this is DWS Darius, and today I'm going to give you guys a Fishroom update. I want to show you all my aquariums, show you what's been going on, and just some of my future plans. This is going to be my first Fishroom update for 2017. I recommend that you check out my Fishroom update playlist. In this playlist you can find all my updates from day one, and it's just awesome to see where these tanks started off from and where they are today. This specific tank started off as a monster tank. I had arowana, I had peacock bass in this tank, and just look at it as today, a nice community. So definitely check out that playlist. You can find it in the card section above, and just see how far my aquariums has come. So this is my 210 gallon tank, and everything is coming according to plan. A couple of months ago, when I first decided to go this direction with this tank, bought a bunch of juvenile fish. None of them show colors, they were all dull. And now they're really starting to show bright colors. It's like I planted seeds and they're now starting to blossom. All these fish are showing just such bright colors, and it's just very rewarding when a plan comes to fruition. So I'll just give you guys a little look. So we have my gold barb showing their nice beautiful golds. We have my gourami showing their awesome colors. That right there is a flame gourami. I have my powder blue gouramis and my golden gouramis somewhere right there, all of which look awesome. I have the Odessa barbs. Look at the males showing such bright colorations. My roseline sharks looking awesome. I have the rainbows, all the different rainbows, the Bosmani rainbows, the turquoise blue rainbows. Just a nice blend of fish. Once again, I bought these fish. They were all gray, juvenile, no colors. And then one by one, they all started to show their bright colorations. And it's just awesome to see everything coming together. And overall, I'm just very pleased with this tank. Everything is maturing very nicely. The fish are getting pretty big. This angelfish, when I first added them, about that big, and now look at them. Where's my bigger one? My bigger one back there. But yeah, this tank is just very cool. So what do I plan on doing with this tank? Well, first of all, I want to replace my hatchet fish that jumped out. These hatchet fish are jumpers. I found that out the hard way. I only have one left. But yeah, I noticed one day while I was doing a water change, that guy, this one right here, jumped out about 5 inches out of the water because I came too close to him. So these hatchet fish are jumpers, so I got to replace that school. But other than that, everyone else is doing good. And if I was to add one more group of fish, I'm thinking I might go in the direction of discus. Discus, as we all know, are some of the brightest, beautiful freshwater fish. And I think that they will look good in this tank. But yeah, as of today, this is how the tank looks. Dominant male in this aquarium is probably going to be this Geophagus standachneri. I'm thinking either him or this guy. This is the thread Finicara. One of these two are dominant. Ever since I took out my big Geophagus altifrons, the dominant male is the dominant fish is still trying to take his role. I took out the big Geophagus because he was getting too aggressive. You all know he was much bigger than the rest. I guess he started to allow his size to get to his head, and he started to overdo it. But other than that, let's look at the aquarium. Gotta love the striped silver dollars. Gotta love the spotted silver dollars. Where are they? The male, one of the males was in his breeding colors. That's the female. Where's the male? Can't find him now, but he was in this. Where is he? That might be him. But he had black all over his face because he was in breeding mode. But yeah, this is a 210 gallon aquarium. But previously, this tank had predatorial fish, and I decided to go in the direction of community fish, and it's definitely looking very awesome, very soothing. So yeah, let's look at the 210. Tell me what you think in the comment section below, and let's get to the other aquariums. Okay everyone, so now we are in the fish room, and I'm just going to give you guys a quick look at all these tanks. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to breeze through them. But always, if you have any comments or questions or concerns, let me know in the comment section below. So let's get started, and I'll start off with the 125 African cichlid tank. Now, I just posted a video about a month ago about how I almost killed all the fish in this tank. That was because the pH in this tank dropped, and because of that, I've been staying on top of it, getting that pH up. But one of the things I just bought yesterday that's really starting to help me is this little pH reader right here. So much easier to check the pH, and I've been checking my regular kit to make sure that it's accurate, and so far it's pretty accurate. So this is made by Seacom, and it's just the same way the heater shows the colors to determine the heat. The same thing. I don't know the science behind it, but I do know that it does work. And you can see that now my tank's pH is at 7.4. It's super easy to read and super convenient. So I highly recommend some of these. eventually, I think when I pass my 5K mark, I'll do a giveaway of some of those. But that's one of the things I added to this aquarium to make sure I can stay on top of that pH. But yeah, now I'm staying on top of my pH. I'm keeping everything in check. That one time when I lost all those fish, that just helped me to stay on guard now. So I'm just always on guard, making sure that this tank and all my tanks are just good when it comes to the overall water quality. Now when it comes to fish, as you know, as I said, I lost a great portion, so I wanted to replace them. And if you know me, you know I like to buy juvenile fish. I made a video why, so you can check that out. But let me show you some of the juvies I got. Right here is one of my favorites. This is a tangerine tiger, and this is a male. Shows some nice, decent male colors when the lights first come on. Right next to him is a neri. I'm hoping that he's a male. Sometimes when he's fighting other small guys, he shows some male-like colors, so hopefully that's male. This one is definitely a male. This is a flameback. I'm loving this guy. I've been becoming a big fan of Victorians, so I'm starting to get into a lot of Victorians. Victorian cichlids, that is. Right here is another Victorian. That is this one is a female. This is what is this? A salmon hab, a redhead salmon hab. It looks pretty similar to this little guy. If it was a male, it would look similar to him. But as a female, she has held eggs before, so she's guaranteed a female. I think I'm going to leave her in a tank just because even as a female, I like her gold colors. I went and got me another Malawi dolphin just because those Malawi dolphins are always awesome. I love the fact that with these dolphins, whether male or female, they both pretty much show decent colors. Of course, the males show better color, but the females, their colors aren't too bad. What else? I have a Taiwan reef. Sometimes this one shows male colors, so I'm hoping that it is a guaranteed male. And then I have this Mason reef, and this is definitely a male as well. When he wants to, he shows his colors. Now I'm hoping that this fish right here isn't a regret because these guys can be pretty nasty, but hopefully he's not, because if he is nasty, I'm going to have to remove him. As far as the hierarchy, this little, or this big, what is this? A labiotrophus cichlid. Yeah, he's the boss. And I'm not really liking the fact that he's the boss because in this aquarium there are only 4 Mbuna, and you know, because it's few, he stays on top of them like crazy. He's super aggressive towards them, so I'm not really liking that he's the boss. So eventually I might pull him out and let this guy take over because he's next in line. This is Dragon Blood, and once he becomes established, I might add him again, see if it works out. Other than that, we have my female Jewel. She's been looking awesome since day one. When I lost all the fish, her male died as well, but you can see she's still looking gorgeous. And then I have a jumbo clown loach. The last time you saw him, he was about 8 to 9 inches. He's grew another inch, so this fish another couple of inches. When he comes out, he's twice the size of these bigger guys, and he's 6 inches, so that's a big clown loach. He spends his time in that little cave right there, but when the aquarium lights are off, I can see him back and forth, and this clown loach is just huge, and I'm loving him. But yeah, that's the African cichlid tank. As I said, I want to keep this brief. The tank is a little cloudy. That's because I got to clean my Fluval FX6. I've been hesitant because it's winter and outside the pipes are frozen. But eventually, when everything warms up, I'll give this tank a nice cleaning, the filter a nice cleaning, and that water will be crystal clear again. So after that, we can come over to the rest of the tanks, and I'll show you my 55-gallon planet tank. So I just did a video not too long ago, so I'm not going to go into great detail. For those of you who don't know, I have right here a little jungle of, what is this? I'm forgetting all these names because I'm trying to rush. But this is Crypspiralis, looking really good, nice and thick. The fish love this jungle. When I just bought new fish 2 days ago, and they went straight in there until they felt comfortable, and then they started to spread out. So this is just really a good haven for fish, and it also looks pretty good. I'm also trying to grow the Crypspiralis against that back wall. I have my lotus right here, my Amazon sword there. When it comes to the carpet, I was getting impatient with that dwarf hairgrass, so I went and dropped in some dwarf sage. I had dwarf sage before, and it does grow very well. So I'm guessing eventually I'm just going to pull up the hairgrass and let the dwarf sage take over. In terms of fish, if I take a step back, you notice that the main fish that you notice, maybe it might be that guy, but the second main fish that you notice are these bright, beautiful platies. Now, before I wanted to remove the platies because they just reproduce so much. If you look all across the bottom, I have juveniles all down there, and I was going to take them out, but now I'm starting to rethink that just because they pop so much. Let me hit the lights so you can focus more on the tank. But yeah, just because Their colors pop so much, and with that green it looks amazing. So I'm thinking about keeping some of these platies in there. When summer does come around, I am going to put some in the pond because they just grow like crazy in the pond. But I'm thinking platies might have a stable position in this aquarium. I also have some Harlequin rasbora mixed with what are those, lamb chop rasbora. Together about 25. I just added 5 Harlequins 2 days ago. And then I had the latest addition, another addition that came with those Harlequin rasbora, some dwarf pea puffers. I bought one, but 2 came. Now the reason why I bought these to add them to the tank was because I have a crazy infestation of Malaysian trumpet snails right now. You can't see them because they burrow during the daytime. But when the lights are off, this whole glass is full of these trumpet snails. So I went and bought these puffers, and hopefully they do the job. I'm loving just their overall behavior. They look really awesome. I can't find the other one, but I'll show you guys that one. They're super tiny, but they look very awesome, and they're really fun to watch. They're the first hour after I bought them, they were already pecking at some of the snails. So a very cool fish, super tiny, but still cool. And then I bought a Hillstream loach. The same time I bought those, and I don't see him yet, but he looks pretty awesome as well. He looks a little bit like a ray, but eventually when he starts coming out, I'll give you some video of him. But that's the second puffer. But yeah, that's a look at the planet tank. So for now, I plan on keeping the platies. That's my male beta. Extremely beautiful fish. He's one of the main stars because that blue just sticks out so much. And I have my golden wonder killifish. These are like miniature gars. I love the way they just sit at this top and just stare. When I stick my finger in there, they peck at my finger. So very entertaining fish. From there, I can go to the right, and you can see that in the 75, the buttercore fry is back to this tank. So in 2016, when I did that Fishroom update, he was in this tank, and he was about maybe half the size. Then I took him up to my 210, where he lived for a couple of months up there with some other big cichlids. Then I brought him back down to that 125 over there. He was too crazy, so I brought him to that 55 for a while because this tank had some occupants, and now he is in this tank. Right now he's still a little bit shy. I think it's a female, so I don't know why I'm calling it a he, but she's a little bit shy. But eventually, when she does get used to the tank, I can expect her to get back to her usual stuff, biting at my fingers and stuff like that. Now, being that I'm on the topic of big fish, this is my last monster fish. I just sold my Midas. I am glad that he was able to go to a good tank. The guy sent me a picture of him in a tank, and he's in a 200 gallon aquarium, so you know he loves that. The Midas, that is. But yeah, this is my last monster fish. And my idea is, I love monster fish because they have awesome personalities, but they take up too much space, and I'm deciding to go with, I'm still sticking to Central and South American cichlids, just ones that max out at around 8 inches. So I'm starting to give away all of my monster fish, and now I'm trading them for these mid-sized fish. But yeah, this is the last monster. Don't know how long I'm going to keep her, but for now she's doing good. She still has to get used to her tank before she can start attacking me like crazy. But yeah, that's the buttercore fry. Down here, this tank is a 55, and right now the fish in this tank are pretty much in here temporarily. I'm thinking about emptying this tank. This is probably just going to be used as a fry tank. I have 1 geophagus fry left over. Right there is my male geophagus from the pair. The pair, they had a hard fight. The female, she was bigger than the male, so she beat up the male. The male lost all of his colors, so now he's in here trying to recover. I also have some geophagus fry and some red devils that I pulled out of the pond. So yeah, this tank is temporal. Pretty much by the next Fishroom update, it might be empty or full of fry, but the fish that are currently in here are gonna be rehomed. And then over here we have this 20-gallon shrimp tank. Now I told you before that I wanted to turn that into a shrimp tank. However, I told you that the fish in there I love too much, like my beta and killifish. I didn't want to get rid of them or to take them out of that tank, so I decided to put shrimp down here. Now the shrimp have been in this tank for about close to a month now. This tank is also infested with these Malaysian trumpet snails. This tank has more than that tank, and in this tank is probably about 300 of these Malaysian trumpet snails. But yeah, they're going crazy in this tank. But I also have a few shrimp in here, and I don't have much, only about six or so. When I bought them, they were juvenile, so now they are adults after that month, and pretty soon I can expect them to breed. I think I saw one the other day holding eggs, so hopefully I could get some more, but I'm just glad that they're alive because the last time I tried shrimp, it wasn't successful. So hopefully that works out. So my plan is to turn that into a shrimp tank. However, if the shrimp don't go well, I'll just turn that back into my hospital tank because that's supposed to be my hospital tank. It's just, you know, with me, if I have a tank with a light and a heater and a filter, pretty soon that tank is going to have occupants. So after that, we have in this corner, this is a 29-gallon aquarium. By the next update, this tank should be filled. I have some nice ideas for this tank. I'm not going to reveal them yet, but remember 2016, Jay Wilson has a 2016 Contest King contest, and I won that 3D background. That's going to go in there, and I have some nice surprises for that. So this year, I'm going to be filling that up. I'm going to take you along with me, show you the fish that I choose for there, and I just want that to be a nice little setup. So by the next time I do a fish room update, that tank should be filled. And then right here is my Geophagus group. This is my species tank. I have all my Geophagus standachneri. Now these are still juveniles. About how old? Let me see. I think they're about like 6 or 7. This dog is all in my way. They're about 6 or 7 months old, so they're very tiny. Right now I have 12 in this tank, and eventually as they do grow, I will start to take them out. I want to keep at least 6 in this tank, including the big father who's upstairs. I'll pull him back down here, and then I'll add maybe another 1 or 2 males and then some females. This is going to be my breeding group because I plan on breeding these guys because the male is just gorgeous, and these can be some very entertaining fish. So I have the Geophagus in here preparing to spawn, and for the fish I have a school of Buenos Aires tetra. I love these guys because they're extremely active. These are new too. I bought these when I bought these 2 days ago. All the fish that I just bought, they all came at the same time, and I think it was Monday or Tuesday because Monday was the holiday. But yeah, they just came in, so they're still nervous. But yeah, this is my breeding group. Right now, as I said before, I have 12, but eventually as they grow, I will start to thin out the herd and keep about 6 to 7 in here. But yeah, let's look at that. And then up here is my 125-gallon, and this is going to be my somewhat of a display tank. All my remember I told you that I wanted to get rid of some of my larger cichlids and convert to mid-sized Central and South American cichlids. That's what I'm doing with this tank. So first off, you can see I have this Salvini cichlid. I have 2 of those in here. I'm looking for a pair. I also have 1 more down there. But yeah, I'm looking for a pair of my Salvini. So far, these fish are just extremely aggressive, and hard to pair up because of their aggression. Back there is my female green terror. I have a Jack Dempsey in here. This is a standard Jack Dempsey. Up there, I have an electric blue Jack Dempsey. Behind electric blue Jack Dempsey, that's my other Salvini. My big tinfoil barb, I pulled him out of the pond just because it was too cold. But when the spring comes around, he's going to be going back into the pond because it seems like he loved that pond life. He gets along really well with the koi, so he's going to be going back into the pond. You notice this big guy is out of the 210. That's because he let his size go to his head, so now he's extremely aggressive. So while he has that aggression, he's going to be in this tank. I kept this red devil in this tank because this one had the best personality compared to the rest. Always at the glass. This fish begs me all day, and I love that personality. Definitely going to be a beast. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep him because he does get big, and I'm trying to steer away from these larger cichlids, but I'm loving the personality on this fish. And then I have this guy right here. This is the son of my green terror pair, and his colors are just amazing. He's showing similar traits of his father, if not better. So I'm loving this guy. I think right there, that's his brother. But yeah, this guy is definitely a stud. I'm definitely, if my breeding group don't get back together, he's definitely going to be an option for my breeding male. If they do get back together, my breeding pair, he'll just be in this tank for display because he's a gorgeous fish. But yeah, with this tank, my plan is just to have a nice, the same way my 210 used to have all those big monster fish, a similar setup with just smaller cichlids. So I have my electric blue Jack Dempseys, my regular Jack Dempseys, the Salvini, the green terrors, and they're just going to be in here looking good, and that's my plans for that tank. Once again, if you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section below because I am breezing through these tanks. So now we have the saltwater aquarium. Now this tank is in recovery mode. That's because last week I came home to this tank and the water was extremely murky. half of the corals were completely dead. They were just melted away. And at first I didn't know why. Then when I started to fill the tank, it was extremely hot. Turns out my heater malfunctioned. It bumped the temperature all the way up to 92 degrees. And that just killed half my corals. My dwarf angelfish, the coral beauty, which was one of my favorite fish, he died as well. So that was a huge loss. Some of my corals are still trying to recover. These green star polyps still haven't opened fully since the incident. But yeah, that was a nightmare because it took away half of the stock of my tank. All of that up there was occupied. I had a frog spawn that had 7 heads. I had it since I had 1 head, and I lost that as well. But it is what it is. I learned from my mistakes, although that was something really unpreventable because it was just a heater malfunction. But yeah, this tank had a big crash, but now it's in recovery mode. From the crash, these things never did bad. These are my yellow polyps. They really weren't affected that much. The same thing with my Montipora up there. That's an SPS coral. They didn't do too bad as well. But yeah, this tank is in recovery mode because of that big crash. But slowly but surely it's recovering nicely. I did add a few corals ever since it started showing signs of recovering. Today I just added this Zoa. You can see it's still closed. That's because I just added it maybe a half an hour ago. And then I added another SPS coral, and that is bird's nest. I added this yesterday, and you can see so far it's looking pretty good. So yeah, that's a look at the reef tank. Not at its best, but at least everything is still alive. So YouTube, that has been a look at the fish room. I apologize because I know it was rushed. My words were stuttered because I'm just thinking about so many different things. But if you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Thank you all for watching. I'm about to hit 5K subscribers. When I do plan on doing some giveaways. I want to give away some of those pH readers, some thermometers, and maybe even a live fish or two. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But YouTube, that has been it. My video is about to stop because my battery is about to die. But yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you all for watching.